Hey guys, you ready to become rock gods? No, you're not, because you have no sunglasses. Now you're ready to become a rock god. So a lot of the time with becoming a better guitarist and overall badass rock god, it's just down to changing or improving your techniques in playing. For example, I remember I was studying at the ACM, which is the Academy of Contemporary Music, which is in the UK. This was over 10 years ago now, and yes, I am getting old. It was my first year at the college and I had a one-to-one lesson with Jamie Humphries, who is an amazing guitarist. Check him out if you haven't already. During our session he said to me, "Why the hell are you bending like that?" So I used to bend the strings with one finger. Not that finger. So I used to use this finger on its own to bend strings. And obviously back then there's no YouTube videos or HD videos to really see people's technique and how they bend. But yeah, it was kind of obvious probably to some other people. It wasn't obvious to me when I was learning. Let me grab my guitar and show you what I mean. So, I was using my third finger to bend, this one, like this. And obviously you have no real control over the string, it's going to be messy. So Jamie obviously told me that I'm supposed to use my other two fingers to support my third finger. So you could bend more accurately and also you have more strength with your third finger with the support. Anyway, yeah. So if you're using one finger to bend, don't. Use three fingers, support your third finger. A quick tip when practicing your bending after learning the right technique, not the one finger technique, which sucks. So say you're bending on the B string on the 10th fret, up a whole tone, so 2 frets, 2 semitones. So you're aiming for the B here. Play it, listen to the pitch, and then bend to it. So let's talk about picks, or plectrums, or little plastic things.
So many picks.
So there's so many different picks to choose from. I didn't used to think that my pick choice really mattered for playing lead, as long as I felt comfortable. I think everyone's different anyway. I think different picks work for people, but I'm going to be trying out something new. I took some advice from Ben Wilshire's video, 5 picking tips and tricks, and bought some jazz-free ultra large Ultex picks. These are about 1mm thick. And most importantly, they're not super small like the normal jazz-free picks, which I personally can't get along with. These are the same size as a normal plectrum, so you can see. I usually use a 0.96mm stag plectrum, just because I can get 100 for cheap. Although when I went to France and played with Wizzo, a guy approached me and gave me some of these plectrums, which are made from bone, I believe. I can't remember the name of the company, but I'll put it below. But these are quite cool, they're very thick, similar to the Jazz 3, they're very pointy. So I'll put a link in the description to where you can buy these. I've only been using them for a few days, but so far so good. And I'm going to keep on with these guys because Ben Wilshire's playing is incredible, so if he likes them, I like them. Make sure you check out Ben's YouTube channel, he's an amazing guitarist. His technique is incredible. I'd love to get my technique as good as his. So moving on to how you hold a plectrum. I know a lot of beginners or even advanced players may hold the pick like this, between your finger and thumb. I have no idea how people do that. Maybe I did when I first started. Although saying that, many amazing players like Steve Morse and Eddie Van Halen had a similar technique. I think Eddie Van Halen uses his middle finger and his thumb. I think Steve Morse uses his index finger and his thumb. I personally can't get on with that. To me it doesn't look natural. I like natural things. So I recommend gripping the plectrum like this. Position your picking hand like you're holding a gun, then put your plectrum on top of your index finger. Put your thumb on top, and then you should have a firm grip. And you can see a little bit pokes out. And that's enough for you to pick your strings. So a little triangle there. And that's the technique a lot of players use. And I find that to be extremely accurate when playing instead of the other technique. Another thing I wanted to show you, I need my guitar. Let's talk about picking and your right hand on the guitar. You don't want to play completely flat or parallel to the strings, so striking down, as this needs more pressure and uses more energy to push through the strings. So if you angle slightly towards the neck, you'll put less pressure on the strings and become more efficient in picking. This is known as pick slanting. So you're slanting downwards. So flat or parallel picking. A lot of effort involved. If you check out Troy Grady, who's an incredible player and does lots of lessons and tutorials and gets in really depth about picking, he looks at Steve Morse and Yinghui Malstein.
If we choose downward pick slanting like Steve does, then right away we know that all the upstroke string changes.
Yeah, so that's a big tip there. Don't pick parallel or flat to the strings, pick at an angle downwards. So, notice in my solo playing, on my picking hand, where I have my three fingers, so my little finger, my ring finger and my middle finger, oh, didn't mean to swear. With these, I'll anchor this on the guitar body while playing and shredding. I don't like this. This has served me very well, but I want to get a bit faster with my playing and get more accurate with my playing. Well, not necessarily faster, but definitely more accurate in my playing. Instead of anchoring on the body of the guitar, I'll rest my fleshy part of my palm on the bridge, and I'm going to tuck in my fingers, and then this will allow me to also be able to do some hybrid picking. So this is all new to me, by the way. I'm sharing the knowledge I have just acquired in the last few days, and I'm going to be trying this out over the next few weeks and see if I can train myself with this new technique, which is not going to be easy. With my new way of picking, I also want to try out the technique called circle picking, where instead of using your wrist to push up and down the strings, so like this, which I usually do, but I get tired quite easily, and I've noticed that when I get to faster speeds, I'm not 100% accurate, I get quite messy, and I want to change that. And now the circle picking, where you're just moving your thumb and your index finger, which is a lot less movement. You move your thumb and index finger independently, like this, back and forth. I've only started practicing this myself, so I thought I'd share what I've learned. I've heard from watching Ben's videos and Troy's videos, the best things to do is to start very slow, not try and get fast. So these are brand new techniques. You have to train your hand to get used to this new method, which is not easy. If you persist, it should hopefully improve things, and you'll become a rock god in no time. I put together a couple of exercises that I'm trying out. I'm going to share with you guys after this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Apology for the sunglasses. If you hadn't guessed already, it's because I'm reading off a bit of paper and I didn't want my eyes looking ridiculously retarded. I have the memory of a fish, so remembering the lesson I've planned out is very hard and time consuming to remember it. It's like remembering a script, but anyway. Here we go.